In these biomolecules, we have till now discussed chemistry and properties of amino acids, proteins, nucleic acids, carbohydrates, lipids, etc. Now today we have to see that when there is a formation of a polymer molecule, then this in polymer molecule the monomers they are linked and with a bond. So which kind of bond that is present in a different kind of a polymeric structures. Okay, so let's see. First is molecule. We will discuss the molecule. Second thing, what we have to learn, the monomer of this molecule. Monomer. Okay. Third, we will discuss which kind of bond it has. Okay, how this monomer are connected in these molecular structures. So let's first start with a molecule. Here the first molecule is protein. In a protein, its monomer is amino acid. This is a monomer of this protein. This, in the structure of protein, the amino acid they are connected by a bond. And which bond it is? Peptide bond, by which they are connected. So here the many amino acids or the two amino acids they link together by a peptide bond. And when there is a formation of a bond formation, then a water molecule gets removed out. Okay, and thus there is a formation of a peptide bond. Second, here the second molecule is carbohydrate. Specifically, I am talking about the polysaccharide. In polysaccharide or the carbohydrate, the unit that is monomer, it's a monosaccharide. This is the unit that you can find in it. And they are connected by a bond. And here the bond that is present is glycosidic bond. Which bond is present? Glycosidic bond. And during the bond formation process between two monosaccharide, here also dehydration process takes place, means a removal of water takes place. Okay. Third one is, you can say that the third molecule is nucleic acid. Like DNA and the RNA. In the structure of nucleic acid, its monomer is nucleotide. Because nucleic acids are formed by many nucleotides. Here the bond that can be formed between two nucleotides is 3' 5' phosphodiester bond. Phosphodiester bond. This kind of bond that is present, 3' 5' phosphodiester bond is present. Next, the fourth one we are talking about, that is lipid or fat. In this lipid and the fat, their monomers are, they are connected, or their monomers are fatty acid and the alcohol. Like monohydroxy alcohol and trihydroxy alcohol, and they are connected by ester bond. Okay, so these are the different types of a bond that you can find in a different biomolecules, the molecules that exist in a living organism. Student, you have to remember its monomer and the bond that is present in its polymeric form. So in the protein, its monomer is amino acid and they are connected by a peptide bond. In polysaccharide, the monomer is a monosaccharide and they are connected by a glycosidic bond. In nucleic acid, its monomer is nucleotide and they are connected by 3' 5' phosphodiester bond. Okay, and in lipid and fat, their monomers are fatty acid and alcohol and they are connected by the ester bond. So these are the different types of the bond. They are present in different polymeric structure which exist in a living organism. Okay. Now, apart from that, we also know that in our body, the continuous type of reactions that is happening, our body is such that it doesn't remain static. The continuous process is happening. So today we have to learn that how these reactions are happening. This point is not too much important, but you have to learn the certain concept. Before starting this point, I would explain you what is a traffic junction. You might have visited the traffic junction. okay, or the crossroads where there is a heavy traffic are present. Now if you consider this crossroad, this is a circle which is present at the crossroads. You can go over there, you can go over there, you can go over there, you can go over there. Okay, like the person which is coming from this direction, okay, can move and go in any direction like this, any direction. Okay, even it can return back. Clear? Similarly, the person which is coming from the another, like from this, can also enter in any direction. Clear? Even that it can also go in this direction. Okay, so such kind of heavy traffic is also going to be exist in our body between the molecules or the biomolecules. Whatever the molecules we have, like proteins, nucleic acids, enzymes and the hormones, they are continuously changing. Okay, the continuous reactions which are happening on them, and these reactions we are calling it as biochemical reaction. What we are calling it as biochemical reactions. What is a biochemical reactions? The chemical reactions which happens in a living organism, they are called as biochemical reactions. Okay, and these biochemical reactions are continuously happening because the equilibrium it's continuously changing. So here we are also calling it as metabolism. What we are calling it as? We are calling these reactions as a metabolism. So what is a metabolism? Metabolism, that means the biochemical reactions that is continuously happening in the living organism are called as metabolism. This metabolism that involves two steps. Okay, the metabolism involves two kind of processes. The first kind of a process is it includes, you can call it as anabolism, and the second type of process is called as catabolism. Metabolism involves two kind of processes. One is called as an anabolism and the second one is called as a catabolism. This anabolism can also be called as biosynthetic processes or biosynthetic reactions. This is the another step. Okay, in simple language you can say that the anabolism, that means a making process, and the catabolism, that is a breaking process or breakdown process, or you can also call it as degrading process. In anabolism, a new molecule, a large molecule is going to be formed. In catabolism, a molecule is going to be broken down. Okay, and it's converted into its a simpler form. This is called as catabolism. Both kind of processes are continuously happening in our body. Okay, the weightage of whatever the process is high depends on your body works. Like if anabolic reactions or anabolic process is much higher than the catabolic process, then the growth of body takes place. Means making process is much higher than the breakdown process, then the growth takes place. If the reverse, if catabolic process is high, then the anabolic process, means a breakdown process is high than the making process, then the wear and tear takes place or the degradation in the body takes place. But ultimately in this chapter we have to learn that the anabolism and catabolism, they together constitute a metabolism. Anabolism is the biosynthetic processes where the new molecules are produced or new molecules are made by the body, where the catabolism is a degradation process where the molecules gets broken down. Okay. Now when a new molecule is formed or when a new molecule is produced, here there is a utilization of an energy, utilization that needs an energy, and when the molecule gets broken down, the energy which is stored in the form of a bond, that is going to be liberated. When there is a formation of a bond, to make a bond or to join or to link, it needs an energy. So energy is utilized and that is stored in the form of a bond. When the bond gets broken down, the energy liberated, that is used to do a work. Like suppose you take an example of a glucose. All of you know that the glucose is necessary for to do a work. And it is required for an energy. Suppose you are in a need of energy, then what you consume? You consume a glucose. Okay. So how the glucose works? So in the structure of a glucose, suppose if you assume that this is a glucose. I am just drawing the basic structure of a glucose. CH2OH. It's a hexose. So I just draw. I will show you the easy technique to draw glucose molecule. It is a hexose molecule. It is a monosaccharide which contains 6 carbon. So we are calling it as hexose. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I first draw carbon. Remember, always the last carbon is CH2OH. Okay? It is aldehyde. It is a aldose sugar. So the first is CHO. Okay, that is a aldehyde. Remaining, you know that carbon has 4 valency. 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you just have to make the 4 lines. Okay? Now, on the second position, this second carbon, H, OH, OH, H, H, OH, H, OH. This is very easy technique to draw a molecule of a glucose. 6, last molecule is always CH2OH. Then you have to determine whether it is a aldose or ketose. Aldose means it contains a aldehyde, or ketose means it contains a ketone. Glucose is a aldose sugar, means it contains aldehyde. So the first carbon is CHO. The rest are HOH, OHH, HOH, HOH. Clear? This is also HOH, but here the direction is different one, so it becomes a OHH. Okay? Clear? So this is the structure of glucose molecule. In this glucose molecule, when we consume it, by glucose, how we get energy? The bond that is present in between this carbon-carbon, that is broken down. It gets broken. Clear? Okay? And the energy which is stored in this bond, that gets released. And this energy is utilized to do a certain kind of a work in our body. Okay? When you are getting the excess energy, what happens? There is a formation of a bond. Okay? Formation of a bond. Okay, and by the formation of a bond, the energy is stored over there. Whenever you need the energy is going to be liberated by the breaking of bond, and that breaking process we are calling as catabolism, and the making process, okay, that we are calling it as anabolism. Both kind of processes are continuously happening in our body. So it is like a heavy traffic junction. A continuous vehicles are running on the traffic junction. Same kind of a situations exist over here. Okay, so that means you have to remember that in a living state or in a living organism, right over here. Okay, the living state, okay, or living steady state is always in non-equilibrium. Equilibrium, that means equilibrium. That means the molecules that remains in equilibrium, equal concentration, where there is no disturbances. But it is not a equilibrium. It is a non-equilibrium where continuous changes are taking place. A disturbances occurs, then continuous change. Disturbances, continuous change. So living state is a non-equilibrium. When it achieves a equilibrium, then the whole kind of a process that stops in your body. And when it stops, you cannot survive. So the living state is a non-equilibrium. It occurs in a non-equilibrium. Clear? So this is about a different concept. Like I will explain you this glucose molecule, how it's going to be liberated. Okay? Or that liberates an energy. So the glucose molecule gets converted to either pyruvic acid or lactic acid. And ultimately it gets converted to a carbon dioxide. Simple. Okay? So thus by formation of it liberates the energy which is stored in this bond. And the reverse is also possible. What happens in the case of photosynthesis? The carbon dioxide that is obtained by a plant from an atmosphere, in a photosynthesis you know that the process requires a carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide which is stored in the atmosphere, that is taken by a plant, it combines or joins this carbon dioxide either in C3 cycle or C4 cycle and make a glucose molecule. Okay, and it store this glucose molecule and we eat this. From plant we eat this. Okay, so this kind of reactions are continuously happening in our body. What we call it as metabolism. What we call it as metabolism. Clear? So this is a concept called as metabolism, and we have also discussed the bond formations in the proteins, nucleic acids, lipids and the carbohydrates. Okay, clear? So this is all about it. In the next session we will learn the enzyme, the important topic. Okay, so till then students, keep learning, keep watching, like and subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching.